Hi. So today I can truly say I've had a day from hell like you would not believe. To begin with, I'll talk to you about Russell. Now, if you skip down a few videos, you'll come across a man dressed in red in his 60s with grey hair, and that's Russell. Now, I thought he was a genuine, decent person, okay? Because this man was like a rough sleeper in Manchester. I felt really sorry for him because nobody was helping him. He's been on the streets. He wasn't on drugs and alcohol. He seemed decent and all this. And I've known him for a while, so we kept in contact. And he keeps saying he's trying to kill himself. He goes into hospital. But I don't think he's genuine with that because with me, I'm definitely want to die. You wouldn't take tablets to go in to have your stomach pumped and then do it again and again and again. And if you were serious, you'd be really ill with it, wouldn't you? I mean, you wouldn't just come out of it unscathed with no damage to anything. He says he does it I was shocked with that to begin with in the text. He does it to stay in hospital for a few nights, and I thought that's a bit weird. Anyway, that's not just the worst thing is he came out with it. He said he was madly in love with me, and he wanted to basically rape me, want to make love to me. I mean, the man's twice my age. Oh my God, well, he's like twice my age. He's disgusting in that way. You know, it repulsed me. It scared me. I thought he was just a friend, a decent person. I didn't think he had feelings like that for me. It frightens me, that. It makes me feel quite ill. It repulses me. I mean, to begin with, look at the state of me. I try to be as unattractive as possible because I don't want to attract men like that. Oh my God, old men all the time after me. It makes me feel ill. Ugh. I mean, the only type of man you'd be glad if be after you, the older man who's a bit older, would be like Hugh Grant or the one in Bridget Jones. Oh God, what's his name? The other guy, you know who I mean, Colin Firth. There wouldn't be a problem then. No, no problem. But you know what I mean. But this is, oh, it made me feel quite, oh, I don't know. It's made me feel ill. So I told him, oh, no, 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 like that. And he became quite nasty in the text. And he showed his true colours. And I was surprised he had such nastiness in him. And he comes across as really pleasant. You have a look at him below in the red anorak. I think we're waking up. That's what they say now, don't they? You're waking up to people who are revealing their true colours. They're saying this on TikTok all the time. I'm not really aware of what they mean, but they're saying it. And I'm just managing day by day. I had a very bad dose today where I felt very suicidal. I got to the point where I nearly, ran. I can't run kind of physically. I had my walk. I went like into the road. I wanted to die. I couldn't cope. I was crying hysterically in a terrible state because I was told by the GP. Oh, I never told you about that. So I go to the GP yesterday because the chemist was concerned about my cough. The hear the wheezing. I go in there. She says my chest is clear. Okay, yeah. And she's prescribed some cough mixture that doesn't exist, by the way, but she told me, because I go in there and they said, oh, that you can't have this on prescription. It's from Holland and Barrett or something, because she'd seen cough mixture. She thought it'd be all right. Anyway, I tried to make it brief. She told me, go to local churches to help me. I went to this local church. I think it's St. Luke's in Hoylake. They were horrible to me. I'd been in there previously before, and because somebody sent me in for this thing on a Friday with soup or something. Anyway, she told me, oh, you're in a supported living complex, so you're not hungry. You're given 3 meals a day in there. Well, that's a lie. Or some then, in some supported, these are individual flats. I don't have a care. I have no communication with them. And another thing, I'm exempt. They do not include me. I'm excluded from everything here. Last week they had a Halloween thing. They put, not Halloween, sorry, Valentine, and they put balloons up, and I thought that's weird. Lots of big posh balloons, and there was like music and a party and food and everything. I could see through the room. I came in quick. I wasn't even invited, and I'm staying here. And that's how exempt they have for me. They don't include me on anything. So giving me 3 meals a day is outrageous. I was really upset. I said, oh, I've had enough of this. So I just walked out in a suicidal state. I went onto the road, and there was a lovely woman with a dog who calmed me down, luckily. Sorted me out. But I mean, the thing is, it's not okay. I mean, people, it's terrible. These churches are dreadful, though, I'm telling you. They just do not care. And the doctor said, contact H concern, they'll be all right, but they were useless. They don't give a shit either. So there's nobody who gives a shit, basically. She was very nice, the doctor I saw. She's a black lady. I've never seen a doctor in there before, but she stethoscoped me and said my chest was clear, even though you can hear it's not. I don't understand that part. And I don't understand why she gave me a medicine that you can't get on prescription. And that's not making any sense to me. What isn't, none of this is. But to think that these people who come across as pleasant, but you see, he didn't he, that man? I mean, Rolf Harris was charming. My grandmother loved him because he cared about the animals. He came on. He was a charming man. He was lovely. You think, what a lovely person. I did. And Jimmy Savile, I even wrote to him when I was little because he's with the kids, lovely. They're charming. I know he came across as, he was a weirdo. He came across as weird in a tracksuit and looking with that weird hairstyle, like Page Boy look. But I mean, that was weird. But you know what I mean? They come across as charming, like this man below. Now, this one's a complete sexual predator again. It's worse than bloody Paul, this one. At least Paul wasn't, like, obsessed with me. He's after every woman under the sun. Paul, he'll rape everyone, or whatever he wants to, or whatever he wants to do. That's up to him. He tried to get me a toilet, but he didn't persist then, did he? You know what I mean? But this pervert is madly in love with me and wants to have sex with me. Oh, oh God, no, the thought of that makes me ill. Oh, my God. You know what I mean? Oh, oh. Oh my God, it's awful. It's just made me quite ill. I don't feel well at all after today anyway. I mean, today with all this with the church, that was bad enough earlier on. With them, they just don't care, do they, you know? There's just no help out there, you know what I mean? And then you have sexual predators pestering people. And I mean, they seem to go on vulnerable people like me. Because he knows I've got no money and I'm starving and everything. And then he said he was going to meet me somewhere, you see. And he's got benefit money. He has money because he doesn't pay storage. He's got his full money. And he was going to help me out and all this. I said, oh, thank you very much. And then after he did sex with me, treating me like some fucking hooker. Oh, it's disgusting. I mean, I can't believe it. I just can't believe these people. It's... Anyway, I'll just call it a day now because I've had enough today. I've really had enough today. I mean, there's genuine people who need the hospital beds who are really ill. It's awful. And people who are genuinely feeling suicidal like me, I really do. I might be gutless. I've made a few attempts, but it's pointless because I can see the attempts I'm going to make will only end me in a hospital. I hate hospitals. I don't want to be sectioned in a psychiatric place with a pile of people who aren't making sense. So it's not the answer. So all you can do is get by each day. Sleeping is good when you can get to sleep. There's a lot of noise here. It's difficult to sleep. There's a man talking all through the night underneath me and they've got care assistants giggling. Somebody with a dirty laugh going, she comes into the flat at night. I don't know. It's awful. So I haven't had much sleep here. Then there was drilling the other morning. Oh my God. And with this cough and everything, it's awful. Just had enough of the whole affair, to be honest. But I mean, without that, I thought that was more than low. I mean, this man, this Russell, if you go down, he's on I say Russell speaks out or something. I mean, when I think about it, he was not a pervert. You know, the drug dealer, you haven't got a video of him on here because I never got a picture or video. He didn't want to be on camera. But this, because he doesn't want to be caught. I know he's up to no good. And I know this man might be dealing drugs and doing all sorts of things and maybe people smuggling. I don't know what he's doing, but he never ever once laid a finger on me or made any sexual comments at all. He didn't think of me in that way. And that's what I want with people. He didn't think of me as a sexual object. I mean, me as a sexual object? Look at the state of me, for fuck's sake. I try to be as plain and attractive as possible. I mean, I'm not sexual. Don't think of me as that. It makes me feel ill. I was innocent as a child. I'm not a sexual person. And I mean, it'd be different if some man, I wouldn't want to have sex with them. It's just that if it was a young, decent looking person, I thought I'd just be flattered and say, oh, that's very nice, but but I mean, when it's old weirdos like that, makes you feel sick to think they're after you. It really gives me the creeps. Do you understand me? It's like, oh, do you know what I mean? It's like having a million spiders crawling over you. It's that type of effect. And these poor kids that have been sexually abused, because Tina, my friend, she was a lovely girl. and she'd been sexually abused. And what had happened was, as a kid, and she was a self-harmer then and had anorexia because she was such a sweet, lovely person. It destroyed her for life. And all these kids that are being things, I mean, my heart goes out to them and all the abused people out there and people who are suffering. And it's these type of predators that are taking hold of them, like Paul and this weirdo. But I mean, this was worse as Russell because he was charming and very pleasant again. And I had no idea. He wanted to rape me. I mean, oh my God, it's terrible. I'm so shocked. Never ever contacted him again. I blocked his number now anyway. And I had this phone taken off me for a bit. Not taken off me. I had to take 20 quid. I was starving. So I gave it into cash converters. Luckily, this kind man had heard me talking to somebody on the bus. And he said, which cash converters was it? And we went in and he got it back for me. He had to give them 30 quid to get it back. And I said, I can't pay you back though. So I said, it doesn't matter, honestly. And he gave it me. I suppose I need the phone, but then I might take it in again because if I'm bloody hungry, you know what I mean? Luckily, today the woman's helped me, but I've been fed. But I went into Morrison's in West Kirby, the cafe, and I had kids' meals because they were cheaper. Fish fingers and chips. It was lovely. I love that type of thing. And Pepsi Max. Oh, you know, it's real food. Just kids' meals. Fish fingers, beans and chips. You can't do any better, I don't think. I love it. Absolutely lovely food. And a Pepsi Max and you're belching with that fizzy pop down your throat. Makes a change from tap water, doesn't it? It's lovely. Anyway, I just thought I'd make it brief because my life's hell, you know, and all you can do is struggle from day to day. There's nothing more you can do. It's just survive the day. Now, I've got through today and I've been fed and I've got something tonight. So I'll eat something now and then I'll go to sleep. I'll be okay. And then tomorrow, if I can get sleep, tomorrow's another day. We'll see what happens then because all I've got is some Ensure. Oh, and by the way, they rung for me, this woman trying to help, and they said, oh, I can't use food banks. Wirral Council said I can't use food banks because I'm being looked after by social services. Am I? Who's looking after me? Well, that terrible Rachel, thank God she finished. The boss came, and what they did is they'd be in a complaint because I was getting no help, and they were meant to meet me every week. So they sent another woman, a Carol or something, I don't know her name. She's very nice. She's fine. Mature woman, blonde hair, very nice. Much better than Rachel, more professional, normal woman. Does her job properly. But I saw her once, haven't seen her again. She left a message with a number if I needed her. Pleasant enough woman. But I thought, what's the point? And I've lost it now because it's gone off the thing. And the thing is, she hasn't rung back. So there's no more appointments. I was meant to meet every Friday, but nothing. And I told her she knows I'm starving, but she said there was nothing they can do about food. I went to the library in West Kirby, filled in a form, because they said the council, oh yes, you can get, it's like £100 token for Tesco or Asda or something. They said I had to pick a supermarket, Asda or Tesco. So I said Tesco, and then they said on the phone, well, what's wrong with Asda? So I said, well, Asda there, I don't care. And then they said, no, you've said Tesco now. And then the application goes through, you have to wait. Your application, you get a text a few days later to say your application has been denied due to lack of funds. I've got the text on here, but I can't show you. Well, what the fuck is that about? Because if they have lack of funds, why did they say I could have it processed in the first place? Wirral Council is terrible, I'm telling you. As bad as Chester, they're probably worse. I don't bloody know. All I know, I never dealt with that type of side of it there. But I mean, Sefton and Liverpool are a lot better because I went Donna, they're a lot better. They gave her a food thing. You only allowed it once, but she had hers. And Sefton Council, she's under Liverpool because she's in Walton, and there's Sefton where I was in Southport. And they were brilliant because do you know what, Sefton Council, I was in the Premier Inn and they gave me a breakfast every day. They didn't. When I was in the Premier Inn under this lot, they did nothing. Mind you, I wasn't under this lot, was I? No, I came out, I was there for 2 nights or something, and then they shoved me here. And that's right, and they've given me no help whatsoever, social services or the council at all. They've just left me here starving. Whereas they gave me a breakfast Sefton every day in the Premier Inn and £10 a day Morrison's token for the Morrison's nearby so that you can get other bits. So I was sleeping all day in the hotel. So you can fill up at the breakfast time. You can take things back to the room if you want. They said that's fine, like croissants, apples, bananas, whatever. And then when you've had your breakfast, you can go to Morrison's later to get baby wipes, soap, toothpaste, anything you want, and a sandwich and a cake or whatever you want for a tenner. And then you have a bit of benefit money left over because you know that little bit. So yeah, I was surviving, I was getting by because they were looking after me and they were meant to be finding me a normal flat on Property Pool Plus. But then they came here because they said I'm under Wirral because I used to live in Heswell for 13 years in a lovely flat. Oh my God, that was gorgeous. I loved my home there. And that was privately rented. My mother did that, you know, it was lovely. And then that was when I wish I could go back to life then. It was lovely in that flat in Heswell. I loved it. And then life was so much better than it was bearable. This is horrific. And then they dumped me here in the supported living complex where there's no fucking support because the staff hate me. And there's only one person, a man, who gives me the time of day. He actually speaks to me. And anybody who's new. There's a lovely new black guy here now, a young one. And he lets me in through the door, very polite. Very polite. All the others go, to me, like that. And there was one girl the other day, and she's really rude. And she walks past me and she tries to make a comic, but it's like, she goes, cold out, isn't it? I said, yes, it's freezing. And she walks past me and goes, like that, joking at me or something to somebody. And I didn't think that was very nice. Let's hope it wasn't me, but I don't know. She was gagging or something because of the state of me, because I look a mess. And I do look a mess because my hair is matted, and I do look a mess because I don't have new clothes. And I'm scruffy, I'm like Cinderella. But the thing is, that's just why I'm worried. Because why, if sexual predators are after me, they're after anybody. And this type of person, because he's filming me, Paul is filming me to get money off men. This pervert is after me. Different old men are after me. It makes me scared. And I'm worried about other people need to be aware of this situation. You do not have to be beautiful, a hot babe, all glamorous and done up with makeup and things. They're after all of us. You've got to watch out because this is quite scary. And this is how people are getting raped and things. It's very scary. They're doing it to 90-year-old women. They're doing it to children. Look at the paedophiles. People that shouldn't be thought about in a sexual way. It's disgusting. That's why everybody, this is my word of advice. Be careful if you're a female. Just be careful. Because it's very dangerous out there. I had no idea. But I was just saying about that drug dealer. He was the best person, actually, that's helped me in a way, because he put me in that Hilton hotel for about a fortnight, and it was lovely in there. I had a wonderful breakfast. The Premier breakfast is shit. Oh, that was lovely, the scrambled egg. A lovely foreign lady who was working there. I think she said she was from, I don't know, Poland or somewhere like, oh, she was lovely. And she used to say, you sit down, I will get everything for you. And she took my order, she knew what I wanted. Loads of scrambled egg. They used to have cheese, they'd have baked beans, tomatoes, the vegetarian sausage, everything. Croissants were lovely. Hot chocolate, it was lovely. I said I don't like it milky or frothy. She knew how I liked it dark. She'd do me orange juice, pineapple juice, everything I wanted. Bring it all to me on the table, a pile of stuff. I'd really go for it. And it was really good. And I mean, he paid for that. I know he was up to no good and it was disgusting what he did. But at the end of the day, the one point about him was he was not after me. He probably was a pervert with young people and stuff, but the people who are attractive. But he was normal in that respect, that he was never perverted towards me, which was brilliant. And that's what made me trust him in a way. But when people go after me, old disgusting men, it just makes me scared. It makes me more scared. I feel like a child that's like a paedophile attack. That's how it makes me feel. And then I think about all these poor children that's happened to, and it breaks your heart. And I want to do something to help them. I'd be good as a counsellor helping them because, you know, the empathy I'd have for them would be good. I'd love to do something like that because I actually care, and I would listen and I would care because that's how I feel. And it gets to me because you think about it, because I'm a sensitive person, and it's really upset me. And oh my God, he said some horrible things. Oh God, I mean, to begin with, who would want to go with somebody who's a rough sleeper? That's very attractive, isn't it, you know? If you were going with an older man, you'd need somebody like Alan Sugar, wouldn't you? Who's minted. I know, yeah, what I mean, I wouldn't want to have sex with a man, but at least if you were just married but no sex, you'd be all right because you'd be set for life, do you know what I mean? Because you're an older man, you want Alan Sugar, you know what I mean, or something, or, you know, he after him. No, I mean, oh no. But you know what I mean. But as I said, Hugh Grant and Colin Firth are old. I think they're 10 years older, my senior, but they wouldn't be a problem. They're lovely, aren't they? Both of them. I like men like that. Classy men. You know what I mean? Men, suave men. Men who have class. Proper gentlemen they are. They speak nicely. They're proper gentlemen. They wouldn't rape you. They wouldn't be like that. They wouldn't be sexually orientated in that way. Only after you married them, and it would be a slow process. It would be because they're a proper gentleman. You know what I mean? Not some weirdo like that. Oh my God, it's terrible. I'm shocked because I didn't believe it. I didn't think he was like that. If you go down here, you'll see it on the video. And look at him and see what you think. I know you can't reply on it, but you can my email. It's pinkbabybutton6@gmail.com. Pink the colour, a baby, button on a coat or dress. Number 6 like that at gmail.com, and you can give me your opinion there. Because I take the comments off because I've got a group of these weird trolls that are obsessed with me. This woman, I don't remember her name because I'm not interested, but she's a bit psycho, you know. So that's why I took off the thing, because I can't be dealing with nasty, vicious comments again from such hate, from such horrible people out there, aren't they? I wonder why they're full of such hate. What would rile people to be such full of hate? What type of people are they, you know? Anyway, I had a narrow escape with this pervert, because I was going to meet him in the park in West Kirby. He said he was going to find his way over, because I said I can't go that far. But he was talking about sleeping rough, and I said, well, if you must sleep rough and you won't go in anywhere, I said, West Kirby Park is a very nice place. And then he said he'd have to meet me in the evening. They could have fucking raped me. Oh, my God. Anyway, I've had a narrow escape now. He revealed the truth. Everything just gets worse, doesn't it? You know, you realise what people are like. It's shocking. And you get let down by people you've trusted all your life, like Mariel Gale. And she lets you down. She has all my clothes when I'm a little girl. And she was like, Gail, it's not Gail, I don't blame her. She were like sisters, really. She was a few years younger than me, but she was a big child and I was a tiny child. A skinny little thing I was, you see, and Gail was a big, robust child. And she could get in the clothes straight away. And I was tiny for my age at school, very skinny. And it was just, and then we were close, the families were close and everything. And I thought the world of Mariel. And I used to go down there and eat her gravy and her dinner. I used to love it with Nanny there. And they're like an auntie, like, you know. And then all this happens with my mother. She didn't even know my mother's dead. I'm not contacted in the nursing home and everything. And my mother contacted her for help for me and everything. And I could have stayed with her for a bit. And, she, you know, the other way around, Gail, if it had happened to Gail and we were fine and had our house, good God, Gail, I'd have been worried sick. I'd have had her in. I wouldn't have her sleeping rough on her own because she's got no other brothers and sisters either. Say it would have been the same way and Mariel was in a nursing home on her own. They'd approached us. Do you know what? I had a Gail in. I wouldn't have been able to sleep thinking about poor Gail on the streets. But with me, they didn't give a shit. No one cared about me. It's heartbreaking. It's like none of this is real in a way. Because if you go back in time when things were safe and you could trust people and people were different, and now the same people seem to be different. They've said that on TikTok too about waking up. I don't really understand, but how can the same people be different? Does the devil enter them? Is there such things? I don't know, because Mariel was the most trustworthy person I could give you. I'd say she's the loveliest, sweetest person out. And yet they don't want to help me. They don't want nothing to do with me. They wouldn't even speak to me since I've become homeless. They don't want to get involved. I mean, Bob, her husband, would turn in his grave. He was such a lovely man. He would be the same. He wouldn't have changed. I can guarantee that. He was different. He was lovely. Mind you, they said he was gay. So gay men I love. I love gay men because gay men do not pose a threat to me. They will never rape me or be attracted to me. And that's why I love gay men. I feel safe around gay men. I love gay men. I get on with gay men because I love feather sequins over the top stuff like that, like transvestites and things. I love them. That's why I love gay men. I feel safe around gay men. I can't cope with this situation with people like that, old people like that being attracted to me, people that you don't find attractive that repulse you in that way. It's disgusting, isn't it? I don't know how much more I can take of this. I mean, I'm not going about as if I'm going about tarty. Look at the state of me. My hair's matted. I don't wear an ounce of makeup. I'm fat, I'm overweight. I look a shitty mess. Yet these perverts are still hitting on me all the fucking time. I'm getting lots of sexual comments all the time. I've had enough of it. Weird men, older men. On a daily basis, I have comments. I just say, oh, leave me alone, and I walk away from them. But I'm getting it a lot, and I don't know why the hell I am. I've just had enough of it. Oh, God, it's terrible, isn't it? I am getting it. But, I mean, I've just had enough of it. But I ignore them because you don't know them and you walk away. You think a lot of them must be drunk or something. Why would they be looking at me? Anyway, I try not to think about that too much, but it's just everything about all the hurt. And I mean, the fact I didn't speak to my mother before she died and everything. And people don't know the situation because most mothers and daughters, everything's fine. Our situation was strained because she was abusive and she was controlling and the situation was bad in a lot of respects. But in the good respect is she could be really nice sometimes. Really nice. She had a temper, but she could be really nice. And she was very generous and she wouldn't see me without. And she was handing out money. She's very generous. She was always very generous, handing out money, and she wouldn't want me to starve. She wanted the best for me, in a material way, and everything. So she was helping me like that, and I was comfortable and all that. And there's good and bad in everybody. And this is what happens. I mean, even Hitler, they said he was a wonderful father. I've heard that complaint. Maybe he was. And things like that. And with me, I mean, I'm not an angel. I mean, maybe I was a spoilt brat when I was younger because I got lots of stuff. But, and I'm quite happy living on my own. I'm the type of person that would like to live alone. I want to be rich. I want a comfortable life. That's what I want. What doesn't most people? I'm also a very genuine, sensitive person. And I've been hurt by a lot of people. Muriel's hurt me, you see, and I trusted them and they've let me down. And I needed them. I needed them because they were my backbone. I need them. I need somebody to care. I'm on my own in this shithole. Well, the place is okay. It's just a basic flat. There's nothing wrong with it, It's not like those terrible places they showed me with Chester. This is a lot better. It's just a normal flat. But, I mean, it's the complex I'm in with the staff. The setup's not right for me. And I've told social services I shouldn't even be here. But they're meant to be finding me somewhere else. But she said it'll take months. Everything always takes months with them. But, I mean, the fact of the matter is I'm refused a food bank because I'm under the care of social services. So they should be feeding me, that means. When I was in Birmingham that time, and I had money and I was in a flat and everything was fine there, when my mother had gone missing with one of the suicide things and she'd gone off to Tenerife again, they were looking after